this there live. And that way you could share it from there and everybody could, tune in with us. This has been an incredible feature to reach more people. Let me mute this. There we go. Back to the Zoom. I'm going to hit record so that we can also have this on our podcast. We have a podcast as well as a YouTube channel. Welcome everybody to the ER Shred Come Alive call. It's October 12th. It's my daughter's 17th birthday. So we're really happy and excited for her. And she's definitely an ER shredder. And we were just talking about, if you'd like to go and share this call from my Facebook wall, we'd much appreciate it. Our intentions are to reach as many people as humanly possible with this community / protocol / education, information. We want to impact more people. And I think as you hear the stories from tonight, you'll understand why it's so meaningful for us to go beyond ourselves and share with others. I was actually talking to Crystal about that very thing today, about the gratitude factor, how good it feels when, someone you shared with, like Alexis Romano. I saved the messages because it's so meaningful to me. Alexis Romano is a very powerful business leader, and she's a tremendous person. I really look up to her and I really appreciate her. And she did an incredible post. I want to acknowledge her for that. You guys should all go to her wall, Instagram, Facebook, go check out her post and click on it, like it, comment, share your results as well, because, she's helping us reach a lot more people and she has massive, massive reach. And I just so love how genuine she is, because in this day and age, genuine is actually, it's a rarity. It is. It's a rarity. And it's refreshing to see that, especially coming from someone who, she has a lot to lose, and yet she's putting herself on the line because she knows what ER Shred has done for her. So I've actually saved the voice messages that you've shared with me, Alexis, saying, thank you. You don't know how much this means to me. Well, you don't know how much that means to me, because, when you find something that makes such a difference in your life and you so badly want for good people to feel what you felt, and when they do and they thank you, it raises your vibrational frequency. And that, James is on, James, we can work the body out, we can lift, and we can grow the body, we can grow those muscles, and we can work the mind, and we can work the brain. And I just think there's this other muscle, and this other muscle is about going outside of yourself. I think that there's something powerful in terms of fulfillment and joy in going beyond oneself. And that's what ER Shred is all about, is taking this information and reaching beyond ourselves. That's Jesse texting me. He's just saying that he wishes, hey brother, I wish I was as big and strong as you. No, he didn't say that. He actually just said he couldn't make it on tonight. I wish I was as big as strong as him. He's amazing. Jesse had on the call last night, he had Dexter Jensen, and it was incredible. As we like to say, very meaty content. Dexter, thank you for coming on and offering up your story and your update, and keeping it real. Really appreciate it. And guys, we're grateful for Jesse. We're lucky to have Jesse. And I hope you guys are enjoying this different season of his life, as he is, he's really pushing the weights right now. And, there's seasons where he's hitting the ultra marathons. There's seasons where he's hitting the weights. And right now he's hitting the weights. And he's amazing. Like, I've met him in person several times. What an amazing human being. He really does, walk his talk. I hope you guys all get to meet Jesse, Susan, Heather. I hope we all get to meet each other. And I know we will. And I know it's going to be a grand reunion. The disclaimer has been posted. I will also quickly put the disclaimer in the chat that, we don't attempt to cure, treat, prevent any kind of illness. Please refer to the disclaimers if you have any questions about any of that. We'll type. It's not working right now. Oh, well, I did it on Facebook. I'll get it up in the chat here shortly. We have 4 guests tonight, and our first guest tonight is Leanne White. Are you out there, Leanne?
Yes, I am.
What is up? How are you?
I am actually doing very well. It's been a long, interesting road since I joined up with you guys with ER Shred. So it's going real well.
Before you go into that, we want to just cover the bases so all ER Shredders have a chance to get to know you better. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from central Pennsylvania, Selinsgrove. It's due north of Harrisburg. So it's a little town that's surrounded by Amish.
Very cool. Looks like Susanna Sickles got. Oh, there we go. That was my bad. And tell me who originally shared ER Shred with you? Who's responsible for doing that?
Originally, it was shared in my coaching group that I'm a part of with Yvonne Breedlove and Erica Zinman and Cindy Walter and That Strain. They posted it. They didn't really know too much about it, and I kind of jumped in to see what it was all about, just because I was having issues with things that were going on with my weight and things that my body was just not reacting to the products that the way I wanted them to. So I gave it a try.
Very cool. And what is your passion?
My passion, biking, cycling, and quilting.
Very cool. Biking, cycling, and quilting. And I've been watching you move. If you guys haven't noticed, Leanne and her husband have been on a journey. I won't share that journey. That's why one of the reasons she's here tonight. But I've just so enjoyed every time I see your posts of you guys on those bikes. Well, I'm just like proud of you for one, but there's another part of me that's just like, it's very meaningful to me because I know your journey and your story, and I know how meaningful it all is to you. So do you want to start with all of that? How do you want to start, Leanne?
I'm going to start when I started with our parent company, Isogenics. Basically, I started when I was turning 50, and I decided I was tired of my previous life. I just wanted something more, something better. I wanted to feel good. And that was in 2014. I had a come alive moment when I first started with, I call it my first awakening. And in 2014, I released 60 some pounds and 72 inches. And I kept that off all the way through till the dreaded virus came about. At that time, things kind of just changed, and it was one of those, we weren't moving as much, we weren't doing as much, and it became, things just weren't working. Things weren't working the same. Basically the products weren't doing what I wanted them to do for my body. And when ER Shred came around, I finally jumped on in January of 2021. So that would have been right after you guys started.
Yeah.
And I did my first shred, and I dropped 15 pounds and inches the very first shred, my second awakening. Since then, my husband and I have been shredders all the way through. We've been following protocol, doing the different shreds, to the point of going through a lot of stressful times. The first year, Scott was diagnosed with heart problems, so we ended up having surgeries. Well, he did, I didn't. I just kind of stuck by him.
Hey, man, you're doing them too, really.
Well, and it's one of these things where we set goals prior to starting the shred that we, wanted to do a lot of biking. And our cycling started out doing a couple miles here and a couple miles there. And then it became, okay, we want to see the US. So we started doing 50, 75 miles in every state. So ultimate goal was to get to every single state with cycling. And that brought us up to our latest accomplishment, and it wouldn't have been possible unless we were actually following protocol.
What is the latest accomplishment? Share that.
The latest was we signed up. Now I'm going to back up. Scott had a heart surgery in August of last year, so August of 21, and his bounce back recovery was very quick. Within 6 weeks, we were back on the bikes, biking, 5 miles or so. It wasn't a lot. And come spring, we got a brochure in the mail for Cycle North Carolina. I don't know if anybody on here has ever heard of Cycle North Carolina, but it's where you can choose some different options. And one of the options was cycling from the mountains to the coast. 470 miles total is what it was supposed to be. But good old Hurricane Ian kind of pushed us back 2 days. So we only had 5 of the 7 days. And we spent from his surgery date in spring, post-surgery, training, trying to get ready for this ride. Now you got to understand, up until this year, if we did 5, maybe 700 miles max on the bike, it was a lot. And this year to date, we've accomplished over 2,000 miles.
My gosh.
Since his surgery. And like I said, we do follow protocol. We, we are the high protein, the salt, the oils, the butters, all the way through. And it was questionable when the doctors were like, okay, what are you doing for your nutrition? And he had to fill out his nutrition log going through recovery.
Right.
And it was like, all right, well, these are all foods you shouldn't be eating coming off of what he had done.
Right.
And we were like, well, this is what we've been doing. This is what we're going to continue doing. Ever since I started with our parent company, Isogenics, in 2014, I swear by 2 shakes a day, no matter what. It's always ever been that way. So we were just coming off, we came back on Sunday from completing Cycle North Carolina.
Yeah.
We completed every single day, no issues on any day. Each day was approximately 75 to 80 miles a day. Both of us finished every single day with, wow, I'm not tired, I'm not exhausted, I feel good.
Yeah.
We got up Sunday morning after finishing 5 days of riding to get on the bus to be bused back to our car. And we were both like, no, we didn't bike just 5 days, because we don't even feel any different than we do when we bike 20 miles. So, I mean, it was really cool just coming back, and it was like, our conversations have been, wow, at our ages of 58 and 66, we're kind of like, okay, this is kind of cool because we feel good. Like I said, it's my second awakening came about with ER Shred, and it's been just a whole progress.
Yeah.
So
I have a sneaky feeling that you guys should go on that living the shredder life with Jesse and dig deeper into all the ins and outs of all of this, because I'm blown away. I'm sure that everybody that's listening and or online is blown away, because what you're saying is not normal. That's not normal. What was life right before ER Shred? Like, I need to ask that. Like, before ER Shred happened in your life, what were you doing? How were you doing then? And what was your fitness levels then?
Before ER Shred, basically we became couch potatoes just because I was putting on weight. And it was one of those things where, like I mentioned, nothing was really working for me. I was getting back to the same way I was feeling prior to starting anything. Very low self-esteem. Didn't feel like going out much. Obviously, we weren't going out much. Mm-hmm. And even the exercise levels, yeah, we had the gym membership, but we weren't using it. Mm-hmm. And it was one of those things where there could have been a lot of issues going on, but it was one of the low self-esteem things that really brought me around. And the whole community bit with ER Shred, how everyone, no matter who you are, where you are, or what level you are, treats everyone the same. And it was so evident at Celebration this summer, the family atmosphere.
Mm.
So,
Yeah, you got to meet, I mean, I want to ask you about that. You got to meet some of the shredders in person.
mhm.
What was that like? Was that yeah, what was like that like for you?
It was awesome. I mean, it was like we knew each other all
Yeah.
along. It wasn't even like we were strangers.
Yeah.
Everybody was family. It was
Such a
just
cool
cool.
thing, like the whole like kind
Hmm.
concept. It can be so inclusive because, I mean, not everybody's going to be your like kind, but as long as we don't, um, pigeonhole people, box people in, like everybody can find their like kind. And when you do find your like kind, it's awfully enriching. So, Leanne, what else would you like to share tonight in terms of your update? I mean, I wanted to say I love your mantra, which is "Watch us move," because you know that the exercise. Um, I don't like that word mandate. The exercise tenet within ER Shred is move. Just move. You don't have to move as much as Leanne and Scott are, but you guys sure do move.
Well, that is my hashtag that I've been using right along, is the Watch Us Move. And I will say, even if you're, I mean, yeah, we might bike 50, 60, 70, 80 miles a day. But remember, we started with a mile. We went a mile out and a mile back. Pretty soon that mile became 2 miles to 4 miles, and it just kept doubling. And there's days we only get on the bike and do 5 miles still. But I'll tell you what, just like today, we came back on Sunday after riding all last week, and it was like we didn't get on the bikes on Monday. We drove all day Sunday, all day Monday, and it was like Tuesday. It was like, oh man, we got to do something. Today's Wednesday, and it was like, I'm sorry, I'm getting on the bikes. We got on the bikes, and Scott and I, if you watch any of our videos and things, we're normally connected by headsets. And when I got on the bike today, I said, catch me if you can, and I took off. And I was 10 minutes ahead of him all the way around, and we did 8 miles, and the 8 miles literally didn't even take 35 minutes. And so, I mean, I'm seeing increase in endurance, speed, the whole everything right across the board. And it's one of these things. My ultimate goal is to bike across the US.
Yeah.
And that's going to be, and I want to do that before I turn 60. So we'll, that's my next.
You're gonna have a whole ER Shred fan club cheering you on as you bike across the US.
Oh, I did get a lot of comments on the jerseys also when we biked. We wore those one of the days across North Carolina.
So cool. I'm loving this. I want to make sure I ask about like Scott, like how's he doing? Is he also, following his blueprint protocol, so to speak, and how's he doing?
He's doing awesome. He's been released of everything from the doctor. The doctor said, just keep doing what you're doing, and gave him the okay to go and do. Unlike last summer before the surgery, we were told to keep it under 10,000 feet. This year it's like, go. So.
Neat. What a relief. That's great. Way to live out loud. Way to get out and show others how to live. I mean, I'm just blown away by you guys. And I just, every time I see a video of you guys, I like share it to my story, because I know how many ER shredders there are out there that are following along and want to, keep posted on you.
Thank you.
All right, Leanne, thank you so much. You're amazing. Any last tip or pointer for ER shredders? You're veteran now, you're master shredders. Any last tip or point that you'd like to share with people who are, maybe just getting started?
My tip would be just keep watch of the things that you add back in, because there's always something that's a culprit. It might be that thing that you love the most. And you know what? Just like Dexter was saying last night, you can have it, but you're going to pay. And I will tell you, one of mine is nuts of any sort, peanuts, tree nuts, brown nuts. And my reaction is totally different than probably anybody else's. I get excruciating leg and knee pain in one leg.
Yeah.
And every time I have it, it's like I love them.
Mhm.
And it's a great snack as you're riding because it's that instant protein going in. But I pay for it. And it's like you have to kind of just keep that in mind. And the other thing is just follow protocol. The tracks are there. And it's not always just the beef, it's all the proteins. So
Right.
enjoy.
So for you, thank you so much, Leanne. We love you. We're gonna thank you for coming on. Tell Scott hello. Way to go on your race. Amazing. You guys, it's interesting. Leanne's language is spoken through, I think she said, her left knee in the form of pain and so forth. You know, she could actually look at that and say, damn you, left knee. I hate you, left knee. You cause me pain. You cause me misery. I can't even eat nuts because of you. But in reality, the left knee is her body's language. And Leanne, through ER Shred, has learned to listen to the way her body speaks. Everybody's body speaks differently. It's cool. It's actually really cool. She's probably actually grateful for the left knee. I'm grateful for my stomach and my brain fog because my body communicates to me through my stomach and my brain fog and tells me what I should not consume. And for that, I'm actually very grateful. Next up, we have Debbie Chambliss. I hope I said your last name correctly. Debbie, are you out there?
All right.
Hi, Debbie. Did I say your last name correctly?
You said it exactly right. You said it better than I did when I first got married.
That's awesome. Debbie, where are you calling from?
I'm in St. Cloud, Florida. It's right outside of Orlando, right
Oh,
near
good.
the
Okay,
Mickey
very
Mouse.
cool.
Mickey
And
Mouse.
who was it that shared ER Shred with you?
Mimi Terrell.
Oh my gosh. The very heart of ER Shred. Wow,
My
that's
heart.
cool. The very heart of ER Shred. I love her.
Yeah.
And what is your passion?
My passion is actually being an advocate for people, for patients and families, because that's what my job is. I'm a nurse practitioner.
Oh, very cool. Yeah, I'm familiar with nurse practitioner. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Nurse
That's my passion.
practitioners, I didn't know this until a few years ago. And for those of you that don't know, is nurse practitioners they're essentially doctors. They go to the same amount of school. They know the same amount. I think the only difference is they don't prescribe or something like that. But
Yeah, I have my medical license, so.
yeah, you're amazing. And so I just want to put that out there. Like, you're a medical professional, and I have a lot of respect for nurse practitioners.
Well,
So
thank you.
yes, tell me this. ER Shred comes into your life. When was that?
I'm a newbie, so I appreciate all the things that I'm learning every time I
good.
listen to you guys, because I came in August the 2nd.
Oh yeah,
And
you're
this is,
really new.
I'm
That's
finishing
cool.
up my third shred right now.
I love that. Okay.
So tomorrow is my last day. I'm cleansing today and tomorrow. Tomorrow's my
Very
last
good.
of my 11-day shred, my third one. So
Wow. Okay. And
and,
give us an idea, like what has transpired in the last, the last little while since you've been doing it.
well, I haven't introduced a whole lot, like Leanne was saying. I haven't introduced a whole lot into my diet. I tried after the first shred. I called Mimi. I'm like, okay, I'm done with my 11 days. Now what do I do?
Yeah.
Do I keep on drinking these shakes? So I was trying to get trying to figure out. She goes, now you can start, slowly putting something in. So I thought, instead of starting with cheesecake, I would start with broccoli, because I thought that was probably healthier. But that didn't do it. The cheesecake probably
Truthfully,
would have
I'd
done
probably
me
do better
better.
on the cheesecake than the broccoli.
The cheesecake would have done me better. The broccoli had me in the bathroom all day.
There you go. Well,
TMI.
the body speaks.
Oh my
So give me an
God.
idea. You go on ER Shred, you do one shred. I also want to make everybody out there. I want to, rest assured that, Debbie's basically saying she probably has been foundational baseline shake and stake for, 3-4 weeks, whatever it is, 5-6 weeks, whatever it is, it doesn't matter, but it's okay. Like, I mean, we're advocating now that people start out with an initial 3 weeks of foundational baselines, shake and stake, even, then moving into the cleansing component if they choose to. Why? Because we want people to really nail down baseline, because the more you nail it down, the better you'll understand your body's language as you start to reintroduce things. So what kind of results did you see from doing the ER shred?
Well, in the last 2 months, I've lost a little over 20 pounds.
Cool.
So that's good for 2 months, but
Very good.
and like 62 inches.
Oh,
It's like, I don't really care about the scale anymore because my clothes are starting to fit. Well,
you got a
they are.
dilemma. You got to go shopping. So check it
Yeah,
out.
I am.
You've lost 62 inches. And I want to kind of, this is my opportunity. That's why, I mean, I'm grateful to host the call. I have 20 years of experience in this line of work.
Mhm.
Guys, 62 inches is essentially 5 feet off the body.
Oh, I didn't even think about that, but I was so bloated. I was so
Yes.
bloated. And for the last 2.5 years, with the pandemic and everything, and the business I'm in critical care.
Yeah. Well, you're one of
So,
those, you're taking care of
so
everybody else and all
it
the
has
stress and
been, it, post-traumatic stress disorder says nothing, is nothing compared to what, we all have been through on the front line, but I can't even just explain, but I started drinking.
okay.
And I would
Sure.
come home every single night and I'd be like, my husband would say, "What do you want for dinner?" "I'm drinking dinner tonight."
Yeah.
Because I was just so stressed and
Oh, yeah.
depressed from all of that, that just did me in. And that's where I gained 50 pounds in the last 2.5 years.
Yes.
50 pounds.
Yes. Thank you for being so vulnerable. Vulnerability is a superpower. And by the way, you're not alone. Everybody, I have rental properties. One of my tenants is a nurse, and she has paid dearly over the last 2 years, her own health.
Well, I never drank, but I mean, like because I learned in college a long time ago in college, that I can't drink more than 2 drinks. But I would come home and I would drink at least 2 drinks every night, and that was my dinner.
Right.
But August the 2nd, I haven't had anything since August the 2nd. So
You haven't had anything.
no.
Wow. In what is that, 2.5 months?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. All right. So
So
that's
I come
called what we
home and I
call
have
an
my strawberry shake.
NSV. Do you know what an NSV is?
Yes.
Can you tell everybody?
No.
NSV, non-scale victory. So this is ER shred lingo.
Yeah.
Big
That's what Mimi says all the time to me.
Yeah, big non-scale victory to be empowered in that way, that you don't really, need to turn to that. Way to go. Congratulations. So
Yeah.
you're talking 20 pounds, 62 inches.
Mhm.
You have been able to, radically change some habits. That's very empowering for you. Anything else?
It is giving me more energy for sure, because my days are long. And that's why, when you first asked if I could come on, I rarely stay up till 8 o'clock at night. And that's so sad because I get up at 4 o'clock in the morning. And then by the time I get home from work, it's usually like between 6 and 7. So
Oh my gosh.
I take my shower and I'm usually in bed by 7:30 or 8. Last night I was in bed by 7:30. I sound like I'm like 90 years old, but my days are long. So I want to be more like Leanne, in that I can fit in my biking or my walking. And I actually have been walking on my lunch break at work and getting outside and walking. So I am, and I'm getting ready to walk my first 5K on Saturday.
So you're already doing it. Like you're sitting here saying, like, I want to be more like Leanne, but you're already doing it. You're killing
No,
it.
I'm not biking across. That's not even on my
Neither
bucket
am
list.
I. Neither am I.
I do not want to bike across the country, but I love you, Leanne. I'd like to go RVing across the country.
That's awesome. So this is incredible. And it just sounds to me like you've experienced, kind of like I did, a resurgence. Did you ever have a moment where you're like, holy crap, like I've come alive?
The first time I was in the kitchen, because I do not do kitchens.
What
I
do you
don't
mean by
cook.
that? What do you mean by
I-
you don't do?
I could live in a house without a kitchen, dude.
What does that mean? You got to
mean-
eat.
No, 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 no. I mean, I've always eaten frozen foods, and my husband cooks.
Oh,
He'll ask me,
okay.
like, when I come home, what do you want to eat?
I love, you're vulnerable. I love this about you. You're an ER shredder, like, because a lot of people that are that way, they don't like to say that. Why? Because they're probably afraid that they'll be judged. But I could actually acknowledge that before ER shred, I didn't cook very much. I cook every single day now. Me. I
It's
cook every day.
really different. I mean, I even learned what a spatula was. Hell.
I'm
I
so
don't know where
happy for you. And
I
so
know.
have you enjoyed that?
I'm
Has
not
that been a
joking. I
positive?
really don't. I don't know where anything is in the kitchen. So
Yeah. So has that been a positive? Have you been finding that you're more empowered by, getting your own food, making your own food?
yeah, and my husband's impressed too, because
Yeah.
I actually clean up after myself.
That's so cool. That is so cool. Well, this has been a lot of fun. Is there anything else that you'd like to share in the form of things you've noticed? You mentioned, I wanted to say this, you mentioned control over the drinking. Have you noticed control over other things like
Con-
eating out, for instance?
Yeah, now I'm glad you brought that up, because I went to visit my daughter for, none of my children or grandchildren live near me. So that's always a trip to have to go to see them. But I went on Grandparents' Day to see my grandchildren in Texas.
Yeah.
And we went out to dinner to Cheesecake Factory.
Yep. Yes.
But-
Right.
But I did the Mimi Terrell thing. I call it a Mimi now. She's a verb. I went and I ordered a burger and bacon, and nothing
Yes.
on it. And I actually wiped my napkin and wiped everything off on the burger, and ate my burger and my bacon. So everything else just stepped aside. So I still stayed on it.
Good job. Good
So,
job. And you know
And
what?
I had
Truthfully,
control.
going that route, you probably have more satiation than anybody else at the table. Truthfully.
It was great.
Yeah.
I got to tell you one thing too, is I meant to tell you this. A week ago, I fainted at work,
Oh,
and they made a big deal out of it, and they made me stay overnight. but they were thinking that it was like some kind of neurological or cardiac type of thing, and they worked
Right.
me up for everything. And I kept trying to tell them that I was just tired because I hadn't slept all night.
yes.
But they made me, but then one of the girls that I work with, well, she's on this weird diet, so I'm sure it's because of that. And then the doctors went crazy, but they found nothing wrong with me.
Okay. I want to speak to that tired. Okay. Last week I had something stressful on my mind. And I woke up in the middle of the night and this thing popped into my head. I had only slept 4 hours, and I try as I might, I could not go back to sleep. The next day, I'm not used to that. Like, I know a lot of people don't sleep a lot, and I feel bad for those people, like my father. I've never had a hard time sleeping. I'm very fortunate that way. But that day was brutal. I mean, really, really hard. And it gave me empathy for people that go without sleep. I couldn't focus. I couldn't function. I got very emotional. It was very strange. And
That's exactly what it was. I kept trying to tell them I'm going through a job change. We're trying to sell our house.
yeah,
And those things in and of itself is a little bit stressful.
right.
So, I kept trying to tell them it was not that big of a deal, but all my lab work was great.
Good. That's great. My friend, thank you so much for coming on. We're so grateful. I wanted to thank you for your, endorsement as a health professional. It actually means a lot that you put your credibility on the line and that you stand behind this, because, we believe in this. We think it's solid. We think scientifically it's rock solid. So when health professionals like yourself come on board and, kind of lend your credibility, means everything to us. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me and inviting me on.
Thank you. Thank you. And thank you, Mimi, for introducing us to Debbie. This is amazing. Mad respect for the Heart of ER Shred. Mimi Terrell, superhero who led us to Debbie. Thank you, Debbie. Wow, these results, you guys, I'm telling you, we got 2 more tonight. This is so fun. I hope you get the same feel goods that I get. It's very energizing for me. I find that this call, it actually like raises my vibration. I can actually feel like my tank filling up. It's the coolest thing. So that's why it's important that we have calls like this. The next share is from Julie Marchak. Are you out there, Julie?
Yeah, I sure am. Hi, Sean.
How you doing?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm good as well. I'm so grateful to have you here with us. Can you tell everybody where you're calling from?
Yeah, I'm calling from Victoria, British Columbia, Canada, which is directly north of Seattle. I'm about a 90-minute ferry ride away from Seattle, but I'm in Canada.
Gotcha. Yes. And tell us who shared ER Shred with you.
I actually stumbled across ER Shred on my own, just being in the different Isogenics groups. It came up somewhere, and then I started Googling and reading, and yeah, it struck my interest. And then actually my leader, Lisa Woolney, called me up in December of 2020, I guess, and said, have you heard about the ER Shred? And Aaron Postel was doing the ER Shred or involved as well. So it's kind of that link there. Yeah.
Such a cool link. And Erin's still around. I mean, we talk every now and then. She's so awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. I like Erin.
So you're one of the early ones, just like Leanne, very early.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. And you're still here.
I didn't realize how early I was. I thought you guys had been when it was really so well organized already that I thought it had been going on a long time.
Yeah, we got to give a shout out to Chief Shreducator Heather Sika Leonard, who's healing from her foot trauma, and she's helped tremendously with all of that organization. And she's made us look very good. How's that? She's made us
it was impressive right from the get-go. So I had no idea. It just started.
So and then so I've seen your fun posts and all that. We'll get into that. This is going to be an update. Have you been ER shredding? No, wait, what's your passion?
My passion is my family. I have 3 girls that are now in their early 20s. But I still, they still need me as much now as they did when they were little. We have a family business, and that's a passion as well. So it's just, I'm just a real provider and helper. And so my desire really comes with that. And I do love sharing Isogenics and the different, programs, depending on where the person's needs are.
Yes.
That feels a passion part of my life, I would say, when it comes to I love my job and I love my family business, but it doesn't fill my heart, where the Isogenics portion of it fills my heart.
So cool. Love that. Me too. I get that. So give us an idea in terms of an update, maybe it would help people to understand what happened with you early on, and then, and then kind of bring us up current.
Sure. Yeah. So I started Isogenics in 2015. I needed to lose a lot of weight. I didn't think I needed to lose a lot of weight. I needed to get healthy. I was 288 pounds and wasn't living a life. I had just freshly turned 41, I guess, when I started, and I wasn't able to walk any distance without aching, swollen feet. And I had high blood pressure, high blood sugar. I'd been diagnosed with sleep apnea, and I didn't want to live with a mask on the face for the rest of my life. And that's kind of what the doctor told me my life was, a severe case, and I was never going to be able to take the mask off my face. So I wasn't willing to accept that. I did not find it very sexy. And at 40, I was kind of crushed by that. So I knew I needed to make a change. I was introduced to Isogenics, and it was easy. It was a program that I could follow, and I had no trouble following programs. So I got on, and I got huge results right away. On average, I was losing 20 pounds a month. I reached 100-pound weight loss by 7th month. I became a 100-pound club member. I then went on to lose an additional, I lost a total of 145 pounds, so over half of my original body weight. And I was an IsaBody finalist in 2018 and got on stage in Nashville. The first year celebration was in Nashville. And leaving that, I still, continue to love the products. I've used the products every day, but just a little lost. I'm not sure, now I was different. I didn't, I couldn't maintain a 1,400 calorie diet any longer. I was now running 10K and working out like crazy and loved the gym and just, it was a real struggle both ways.
Right.
I did step on stage in a fitness figure competition in 2018 as well. So I really dieted down to the point where it took me probably a year and a half to even just start to feel energy come back after doing that.
Oh,
So
yeah, you really, I
Yeah.
get it. You pushed it. Got it.
I went pretty extremes. I said, now I'm low blood pressure. Now I'm low blood sugar. Now, like I've gone from one side to completely the other side.
Right.
So, and then, going into 2020, my husband got named IsaBody finalist. So that was a great ride. There's, lots of hype and I felt lots of adrenaline still, and it was great. But coming off of that, it was like, okay, now where are we? Now what are we doing? Like IsaBody was a huge focus, and stepping on the stage as a fitness figure competition in the transformation category was a huge focus for me. But now what was I going to focus on? And now it's about health. Like now, I've seen the extremes and I don't like either extreme. I looked tired and worn out when I was 280 pounds and when I was 143 pounds. Like it wasn't healthy on either end. So I want to be healthy. I want to look healthy. I want to stay young. I want to stay active. And so those are my goals now. And so, I really struggled with the nutrition part of it. Isagenix is great. Follow the 30-day system, but then what?
Right.
I didn't know where to go. And I worked with a couple trainers and I'd done macros and I'd done, carb cycling. You name it, I did it. And my last thing prior to ER Shred was everyone's plant-based these days. I'm going vegan. So I had been vegan over a year and a half. So following the plant-based diet, a plant-based shakes only, and 100% vegan. So, and I was never big red meat either, right through my childhood. Even it was a lot of chicken, and even that at times was a taker. So vegetables were great for me. I love vegetables. I've used vegetable garden. So it was good. But then I started to feel really crummy.
Right.
I started to ache and feel sore muscles, and my gym was lacking. My strength was lacking in the gym. Even my cart, everything was just like I'm just burning a candle at both ends and struggling. I work really hard at the gym and think, oh, maybe I'm sore because of that. So what is it that I'm missing? And then add this and add that. And then you're over adding and
Right.
struggling with, needing carbs in the evening and needing sugar. And I was like, I'm all over that. I needed some direction. I just need some direction. And, it's unfortunate. I really think that, next time I get the nutritionist at Isagenix a year, I'm going to let her know that's a problem. There's no after the 30-day, after the weight loss. What do you do after the weight loss, right? There really is there's such a direction with the 30-day weight loss. And there's no way I can go back to eating 1,400 calories when I'm burning, 600 calories in the gym in the morning.
Right. So now that you brought us to that point,
Yes.
what has ER Shred done to fill that need or those voids?
Yeah. So all the aches and pains are gone now. I used to sit down on the couch at 7:00 at night and everything ached. My knees ached. I'm like, oh, those darn lunges. Or my back ached. I'm like, oh, those deadlifts, maybe I'm not doing them right. Like ached to the point where I wasn't even comfortable sitting on the couch. I needed to go to bed. Right. And I was like, what the heck? Like, what am I not giving myself? And then, I was like, I need to try something. And the ER Shred fell in my lap and I'm like, I'm going to try it. I'm going all in. I went plant-based one day, through the pre meals I made out, I was done with the saucy lentils and stuff, and I ate red meat and bacon and eggs and
Yeah.
butter.
It's just such a hard contrast, and I love it because it's so hardcore.
Yeah. Well, I'm a kind of an all-in kind of gal. Like
Yeah.
I don't fool around. I don't ever fall
Right.
off track. Like when I commit, I really commit. So yeah. And my gym surprises me every day. I've been lifting the same weights probably for the last 5 years up until the ER shred. And then 2 years ago, once I got in, it took me probably 3 shreds. And I'm like, why am I so slow getting this come alive or feel
Yes,
good? And
right.
it just took time. And I think it's just because I've extreme dieted probably my whole life that my body says, been here, done that. We're just going to throw you a couple of balls and see what happens. And if you don't, and you'll fall off track, and then you'll go back to eating whatever again. Right. So
Yeah.
I just stuck with it. And yeah, like all of a sudden it's like, no, I'm not going to pick up the 20 pounds again. I want to pick up the 25 pounds, or, oh my gosh, like I just pushed, 450 pounds in the leg press. Like that was kind of easy.
It was killer. I watched it. I loved it.
Yeah. And so it just, and the drive inside, the fire inside of me, and I really get it at the gym most of the times. I mean, I do get it at home, but like the adrenaline drive gets me at the gym, or pump, or whatever it is, to take it to the next level, to do better, to do more. And yeah, my body just accepts, and I don't have achy muscles or bones or joints. Like I can lunge 3 times around the block and still have good knees now. So
yeah. And you look awesome, and you're strong, and you're fierce, and like that last post with the shoulders, I'm just blown away by you. So would you say that you find this sustainable?
It is sustainable. Yeah. It is, because I feel so good, and I feel at home with this. And I'm not counting calories. I'm not counting macros. I'm not weighing my food. I've done that for the last 7 years.
Yeah.
And I don't have to do that. So I would consider that a lifestyle.
Yeah.
Then I can go to a restaurant and not worry about how much salad I'm eating, right? Like I don't need to do that. I know how to, like I've over the years come really in tune with my body. Not so much my eating though, maybe, but now I'm in tune with my eating. Like I can eat until I feel comfortable. I don't have to eat until I feel full. Like, I don't crave the carbohydrates anymore. Like that tells me I'm on the right track to stay where I am. And yeah, I mean, there's no reason for me to change if things are still improving for me, right?
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree more. I'm in the same
Mhm.
place.
Mhm.
Life hits, right? I mean, there's still ups and downs, but
Mhm.
overall, I feel like being able to have that one piece of life kind of dialed in, it's
Mhm.
such a critical part of life, the diet, but having that dialed in, I find personally that I'm able to thrive in so many other areas
Mhm.
as a result.
Yeah.
I'm amazed by you. One last question for you. Are any vegetables in your blueprint?
Yeah. I've started introducing vegetables. Again, I have about half an acre garden.
Oh, wow.
So it's really hard.
Yeah.
Like, what am I doing with all this stuff? So I mean, yeah. And it's a beautiful garden. Like it was started by my parents 50 years ago, and it's on a lake. So it's peat moss. It's fed by the lake. It's watered by the lake. So we plant it like it is like as organic as I'm going to get. And so if I can eat it out of the garden, I am. And so like kale and blueberries. We had huge blueberry bushes this year, so I introduced blueberries early on in the summer. So
I love it. I love it because you mentioned how you mentioned how you do love vegetables. And I love that you've been able to reintroduce some vegetables and find the ones that work for you.
Yeah. I haven't found many culprits, but I have been pretty slow on introducing things, because I'm like, I don't need them. I don't, and if I don't want them, I don't have them. I really
Right.
rely, like if I look at that kale and be like, yeah, I want to chew on that kale right now, then I'm going to chew on the kale. If I want a carrot, I'm going to eat a carrot. But I'm so saturated or satisfied that I
Yes.
don't, there's a lot of things that I'm like, yeah, like I could eat it, but I don't, I'd rather
The
eat my meat
education,
meal.
Julie,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you're bringing the
Yeah.
education, and I don't even need to add to that. I don't need to say anything. And if Jesse and Susan were here, they'd be like, holy crap, our shredders are doing all of the educating for us. Hope everybody's listening. I hope everybody's paying attention, because our shredders tonight are amazing, and they really are imparting mad wisdom on all of you. Julie, we've got to move on to the next
Yeah.
person. Was there
Yeah.
anything else
Mhm.
you'd like to say in closing?
No, I think, again, I'm like, the protocol is amazing and there's no reason to complicate it. I don't know why we think we all need to get fancy and stuff when we look at a menu. Like, look at the menu, look at the protocol. It's simple. Like,
Mm.
eat your beef, eat your salmon, eat your eggs, eat your butter, eat your bacon,
Yeah.
drink your shakes. Like, it doesn't get any more simpler than that. So if you keep it simple, then you don't get all messed up in what you're missing or what you want or what you need, or it's just keep it simple.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Julie.
Mhm, mhm.
Julie, you're amazing. Everybody, seriously, Jesse's never going to get to everybody that needs to either be on the Shredder Lifestyle Call or revisit the Shredder Lifestyle Call. He'll never get to them all. And really, we need to spend that full hour with each of you, because these stories are amazing. Last guest tonight is coming to us from where was it? Was it Melbourne? Melbourne, Australia. Sharon Simmons, are you out there?
I sure am. Hi, Sean. How are you?
Good. How are you? Did I get it right? Melbourne?
Yes. Yep.
All
Little
right.
town called Launching Place out in the Yarra Valley in wine country.
Oh, neat. Very cool. Wine country. Yeah, that sounds fun. I'm going to look that up. So tell me this, who was it who shared ER Shred with you down under?
It's actually interesting because I've been using the Isogenics program for just over 2 years now. I am in the business side of things as well.
Yeah.
And one of my customers came to me and actually started telling me about ER Shred. And I was like, what? I was like, no. This is just no. Anyway, I kind of pushed her to the side, and I don't know if she ever did it or not, but then I went to Orlando for celebrations. I was fortunate enough to be in the top 50 in Australia, so earned a trip to Orlando, and I saw all you guys in your shirts.
Cool.
And I remember thinking, maybe this is bigger than I thought, because I never went into the Facebook group. I never looked into it. And then when we got home from Orlando, at the time I needed an accountability partner, because even though Isogenics is fantastic and I'd lost 30 kilos using the products, I was stuck and I was starting to put weight back on. And I'd made a goal that I was going to try and be an IsaBody finalist. And I was totally inspired by some of the people that are on this call. And I signed up with Jackson Parr. And Jackson was helping me train. And we had done so many things. We'd weighed food. We'd done all these different things, because Jackson wasn't doing this either at the time.
Right.
And then we came back from America and he said to me, Shaz, we either need to cut more calories, or maybe you need to try this thing that I've been trying. And as soon as he said it, I went, okay. So I actually went about anyone that knows me knows that I call a spade a spade. If it's shit, I'm going to tell you it's shit. I'm going to tell you it's good.
Okay.
So I went on a journey of documenting my 11-day shred in my Instagram and Facebook stories. And oh my God, the response was huge.
Yeah.
So many people who were actually in the same boat as me, who were using the program and just felt stuck. Like there was like there was a piece missing. And, no one wants to count calories and all that shit for the rest of their life.
No.
So, so when I started this, and I was a massive skeptic, I got to tell you, Sean, I was like, there's no way this is going to work.
Right.
Anyway, I started it, and today is day 16, and I'm this much off short of losing 5 kilos, but it's the centimeters. Man, my undies are up to here. They're swimming.
It's just the inches are just coming off.
It's crazy. And
Right.
and I cannot believe that I slather butter on my meat, and like I'm eating bacon, and all those things that just in my head were like, no, you don't eat that stuff.
Yes.
So I am absolutely loving it. And just now, while I've been, waiting to talk to you, I've got 3 people that are, on my phone in my messenger who, after this call, want me to send them a recommended cart on getting started. So
Oh my gosh.
it's been the best thing I ever did, to be
Oh my
honest.
gosh, that's fun. That's exciting. When you say the best thing, you talked about the 5 kilos and we call them inches. You referred to centimeters falling off, the dress, the dress sizes, if you will, falling off. Have you noticed I think you said 12 days, was it?
Yeah, today is day 16. So I did
Oh.
the 11 days, and then I'm actually a bit scared to start to reintroduce plants because I feel so good.
You don't have to
so-
yet. You really,
so-
really don't have to.
So what I've done is I've actually decided that I've challenged myself to 30 days of steak and shake.
I
And
love
that's
that.
what I'm doing. So, and I'm still documenting in my stories and sharing on social
Oh.
media. And
See, you're
Yeah.
doing the education for us. I want to thank you. You're doing the education for us. Why? Because we're trying to teach people, give us at least 3 weeks of baseline so that you really get to a true baseline. And then you can build upon that. So thank you for, committing as you are. You're doing the right thing. I want to tell you that much. Have you noticed any other non-scale victories?
we've got a set of steps outside, and usually when I walk up those steps, all I hear is my knees grind and click. And when I go like this with my left shoulder, I'm left-handed, this shoulder always grinds. None of it. It's all gone.
Fascinating.
I'm just, I even when I started Isogenics, I felt good, but this is different. I don't know
Right.
what it is. I haven't put my finger on it yet, but I feel, I don't want to swear, but I'm going to use, just insert F word, amazing.
Yes. And you know what? I think you're going to very much fit in with our group because we are very authentic that way. We call a spade, if you will. We call shit, as you said.
Yeah.
And I think you'll find that is our like kind. Jackson Parr is amazing, by the way. I want to give a shout out to Jackson Parr, who again put his credibility on the line. He has massive success, massive influence, and he decided to come on board and go ahead and, hey guys, this is what I'm doing and this is what's happening. And if it wasn't for that, really, you wouldn't be here. And I'm so grateful you're here tonight because I've been following your social media and you're amazing. And
Thank
you're going to reach so many people. And we don't shy away from that. I mean, we want to reach so many people. And I do love that we have that financial component on the back end for people that have the results and want to share. I love that. I just love that financial incentive can exist so that people can invest even more time and energy as you are.
Absolutely. And the financial part, like, it's not my full-time job. I'm a nurse as well. But, that financial part, that side hustle that I started 2 years ago, when my husband lost his job, it was a lifesaver. So
Hold on one second. Well, your husband lost his job. I was just making sure we had everybody muted. Your husband lost his job, and you're saying that passive income source was a lifesaver for you.
it was a lifesaver. Like, I I'm only 2 years into the business. You know, I don't earn big amounts of money, but the extra $300 to $500, you know, sometimes it's $1,000 depending on the week. But, you know, and I don't work the business full time. You know, I share what I share. And if people come to me and they want to jump on board, then that's how I grow it. I'm not someone who can, you know, be messaging people and saying, right, you know, you have to do this. And, you know, do you want to join up with me? I just share what I do. And if they want to jump on board, then I'm here to help them.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you're certainly, we call it lit. You're certainly lit. As a result of these little tweaks, right? Little tweaks make such a big difference. Jackson once recently said that, you know, it's simplicity is the ultimate form of genius. And he is so excited about how simple this is. So I just want to thank you. You know, it's cool, the whole Australia connection. It's so cool how it's kind of taking hold there and starting to really go bonkers over there. And we're doing a call for Jennifer and James on Friday night. And it's going to be really cool because Jesse's going to be there. Susan's going to be there. And we're all going to, and I guess it's Saturday, you know, your guys' is Saturday, but it's just so neat. I love all the people of Isagenix, and I love that this has become this additional appendage to Isagenix, which only makes Isagenix that much better, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I'm so happy for you. I hope that everyone will go and follow your journey. I love how you're good at putting yourself out there. And I've noticed that. And I just think it's just such a neat trait that you possess.
I think, Sean, for me, it's just being authentic and being myself. And, you know, when you believe in something and you feel good, it's very easy to share it. I mean, we all know when we go to our favorite restaurant and we have a great experience, what do? We tell everyone about it. So this is no different.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. Well, my friend, I think Jesse came on. And so I don't know if Jesse's going to be able to close out the call. Sharon, I thank you so much for coming on board. I know that I probably shouldn't have waited till the very end. I know it's a different time zone for you and a different, even, you know, you're in the future. You're so far ahead of us. But I really appreciate your story. Very excited to continue to watch you. So guys, if you would like, would you please write down these names, would you? Sharon Simmons, Julie Marchak, Debbie Chambliss, Leanne White. What a call. Wow. What a call. This is unbelievable. I hope you guys love this as much as I do and are just grateful to be here as much as I am. Jesse, Coach Jesse, are you out there? Because I thought I saw you come on. I thought you said you couldn't be on, but then I thought I saw you come on.
What's happening?
All right. Does this mean we get to hear you close out the call?
Sure, let's do it.
Yeah, boy. Hey, Jesse, can we throw up swords for everybody real quick? Because let's just do this first. Can everybody
I
throw
swear
up
for
some
you, don't
swords
worry.
for all of our new Shred heroes tonight? You guys are so badass, and we love you so much. You guys are heroes. It's yours, Jesse.
Oh, that's how we're doing it.
That's
Fantastic.
how we're doing it. It's yours,
I love
brother.
it, dude. I love it, dude. Man, I'm so excited that Australia's on board because they speak my lingo. They speak my lingo that you demonized me for, and now it's coming back.
Yeah, I actually Shaz, I think I can call you Shaz. I actually banned Jesse from dropping F-bombs. So I let him say everything else. But when Jesse gets going with the F-bomb, it's like a machine gun. They start
It's like I'm
flying
from
all over the
Australia.
place.
It's like I'm from Australia. Because everybody swears in Australia. I get it. It's like I fit in. I should just move there or something like that. Yeah, you know, first off, thank you everybody for sharing. Leanne, you and Scott are amazing. I mean, you and I, we've talked a lot, and Leanne reaches out and she's like, hey, I'm doing this. I got to do this. And what about this? And how do you feel for this? And we've chatted with that, and I've been able to watch them. And you know, the coolest thing, Sean, to hear, I love the health practitioners that are coming in. There's so much information. I mean, I've spent years, 20 years studying nutrition and medical and health myself. And, you know, I came to this realization in one of my schools, right? It was through one of my schools. And I was like, here I am in this year-long school. And, you know, this is, gosh, I don't know, 16 years in, right? And I've done the bodybuilding diet. I think it was it Melissa? Is it Melissa that was saying that?
You're talking about Julie. You're talking about Julie.
I'm sorry, Julie. Please don't beat the shit out of me. Julie, you know, she went to every extreme. And that was me. I mean, I went to every extreme. I grew up this little fat kid. I got made fun of my entire life. I saw this dude on a muscle magazine. And that was literally how I started my journey. I didn't have a reason. I didn't have a why. I just didn't want to be the fat kid anymore. I didn't want to be made fun of anymore, you know? And I went down years of just bad information, you know, bad information that was given to us all, false research and people that had, you know, greed on their hands, right? And that's unfortunately how so many of the, even today, even the ways that we know things are from really misinterpreted research, or people that have done research and had some sort of financial tie to something. And unfortunately, if you look back and you trace it back like I have, that's how so many things have come to play. And I came to this realization one point in time, and I was just like, you know what? Like, here I am. I got this plant doctor. I got this protein doctor. I got this cleansing doctor. I got this scientist. I got this guru. Everybody was a guru, right? And everybody was selling me on their way of what was best. And I was like, you know what? This is so stupid. Here's what I came to realize. The best way is whatever the hell is best for my body. And there are pieces of everything that can actually make sense, right? There are pieces of everything that can make sense. So it's not about demonizing something. If it works for you, if you're thriving, that's your jam. And I think that's really the umbrella of the ER Shred. Like, that's what we're doing, right? You know, we partner with an amazing company, Isagenix. Why? Because they stand by their word. They do the testing. They have the you know what I mean? They put their money where their mouth is. It's not first right of refusal. So we know that that's concrete. And we know that there's foundational pillars of human health, which is really the foundation of ER Shred now. It's, you've got to get your protein every day. That is non-freaking negotiable. And it's not because of an opinion. It's because there is way too much literature. And I'm not talking like, you know, little tiny observational research things. I'm talking like meta-analysis, creme de la creme. Like, I will not even argue with someone who wants to argue protein with me. Like, that's how non-negotiable it is, okay? All the false information we've heard about that, kidney disease and everything else, there's not one piece of scientific literature unless you have a known kidney disease. And even then, you're 3 times the amount of the RDA, because that's another whole smoke steam in itself, right? So that's one foundational pillar. Hydration, we know that's every animal that's living. Every animal. And P.S., if you're not aware, as a human being, we are the king of the animal kingdom. We are the king of the animal kingdom, right? King or queen of the animal kingdom. Let me rephrase that. Sorry, let me be correct. So hydration is huge. And then movement, right? I know you talked about that. I wasn't here, but I was listening to this entire call as I was putting my little guy to sleep and we were packing for tomorrow. So I heard everything, right? I loved your beginning too, by the way. We'll have to lift weights together. So
I didn't think you were going to hear that.
You think I didn't hear that, right? Nice try. So we have protein, we have hydration, and we have movement, okay? And after that, right, literature has shown that the best thing that you could possibly do for your health is exactly what intrinsically you are feeling. You need to figure that out. And I know some people in the beginning, we've heard stories where people got pissed and like, oh my God, Jesse wouldn't give me the answer. He wouldn't tell me what to eat, because that doesn't empower you. You see, people told me what to eat for years. And you know what that gave me? upset stomachs, made me feel like shit, made me deprived in the gym, couldn't get me through a race. And that wasn't going to be it. So who am I to tell you, like, my food could be your poison? And that's the reason we can't give those answers to people. There is no right answer for you. There is no right answer for you. And the sooner you can accept that and understand that, the sooner you will get out of your way. And week after week, story after story, I mean, testimonial after testimonial, that's exactly what we're hearing. Some people thrive on veggies. Some people don't. Some people thrive on a little bit more carbs. Some people don't. I'm going to be very transparent. I am an endurance athlete. Like I sign up and pay money to go 100 miles with 11,000 plus feet of elevation. I can benefit from a little bit of carbohydrate. What I did learn was I was eating the crappy carbohydrates and I needed to clean myself up. And that's been one of my biggest ahas with ER shredding myself since the beginning. I know I've shared that with you in the beginning, Sean. Like, I got rid of all the grains. I got rid of all that processed crap that and here's the thing, guys, you can get away with it. You see, my body doesn't look any different, right? Like, and this isn't to whatever, but I mean, I've been doing this for 20 years. The byproduct of consistency and nutrition and working out is your body's going to look it's going to look healthy, right? If you're lifting weights and you're doing the right nutrition, like, you're going to have muscle, you're going to be lean, you're going to be able to do things. And that's been the byproduct, but you can get away with those things, but that doesn't constitute health. And I love the fact that no matter what we get to, everything comes back to, you know what? Now I'm doing healthy. Now I'm doing healthy. And there's nothing wrong with high quality protein. I mean, gosh, protein is the building blocks of the entire human body. And it's not the protein, it's the essential amino acids really is what we're after, right? So it's those essential amino acids that we just can't get. So that's really what we're looking for. And I just love that. And I'm just so excited for this next chapter. And I love that everybody's showing up to play. I can't thank you guys enough for putting your damn log on the fire. It's getting brighter and warmer. And I mean, shit, we're going to be able to see it from space, from the International Space Station soon. Like, it's going to burn so big, it's going to look like a freaking atomic bomb went off. And I know you always say, Jess, you can't say 1 million people, but damn it, we are going to impact 1 million freaking plus lives. Like, I know that because like Sharon just said, like, you can't not share this, right? When you feel this freaking good every day. I mean, I've been up since literally 2:30 this morning because my little guy didn't want to go back to sleep this morning. Like, I am fired up. I have trouble going to sleep, right? Once I go to sleep, that's a different story. But I mean, that's where we're at, guys. So again, I can't thank you enough. Keep doing the do. Keep things simple. I know we've heard that over and over and over again. And that's really the key thing. So I'm just jacked up, Sean. I'm so excited. And thank you again, everybody, for showing up, being authentic. That's where the truth lies. That's where everybody should be. And in this community, we welcome that. Like, you're not weird. You're right where you freaking need to be. You are right where you need to be. I am the biggest freaking weirdo on the face of the planet. I will shout it from the rooftop. I will be weird with you. And if somebody has an issue with that, well, I built a big enough back and I'll take the freaking arrows until you can take them for yourself, right? So let's go. Let's go. That's what I got to say.
Thank you, Jesse. Thank you, Jesse. Jesse's charged. He's very charged. I love it when he's charged. The reason I just like to refer to Jesse as Coach Jesse is because other than my father, I've never met anybody my entire life who motivates me like that. Like, Jesse lights me up, and Crystal will tell you, nobody lights me up. My dad does. Jesse does. So I know you guys are probably feeling pretty lit too. Let's put it on gallery mode and we'll say goodnight, everybody. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you, Jesse. Thank you all the shares tonight.
Good night, everyone. Incredible call.
Thank you, Sean. Thank you, Jesse.
Good
Good night,
night,
guys.
Thank you.
Keep
Good
kicking
night, I'm
ass.
going home to get the replay.
Love you all. Thanks for being here.
Love you too.
We'll see you in the group. We'll see you in the community. And Jennifer and James, we'll see you on Saturday morning, your time.
So it's 11 a.m. Sydney time.
Is
On
that what it is?
Saturday.
It's 11 or is it 10?
11 a.m.
7.
Because yours
We
is
better
7.
confirm that. I think we better,
Because
I
it's
think
12.
we need to confirm that. I'm going to confirm that and I'll message you.
Okay, so just to let you know, it's 12 o'clock, 12:18 p.m. on Thursday.
I'm going to confirm it, and because that's not going to do me any good right now.
Okay.
But I'm going to go consult with my friend Google, and I'm going to say, Google, at this time on Friday night for me, what time is it in Sydney, Australia? And just so that we don't end up botching this.
Right.
We don't want to miss the call.
Yeah, I'll go do that.
Thank you.
All right, you guys. Love you guys. Good night.
Bye.
Good night.
You gonna cook a fuck?